If you own Palantir, SoFi, Nvidia, or Tesla, I have a very important update for you. In this video, if you want to make money for the rest of July going into August, this is a must-watch video. I'm going to give you an update on each of these stocks, my holdings, my opinion, where they're headed next, and what you should be doing with your investments right now. Let's start off with Palantir. It's currently trading for about $140 per share. In the last 1 month, it is up 9%, and right now we have had a lot of new news on Palantir. On July 3rd, Congress passed Trump's big, beautiful bill. Okay, this is actually a very good thing for Palantir and is a bullish catalyst for the stock. According to news, the bill will allocate an additional $150 billion of military expenditures, and this is going to fund a lot of Palantir. The reason is because this big, beautiful bill will fund next-generation capabilities such as AI. Military modernization has already become a massive opportunity for Palantir, but Palantir is about to get another bump. This new spending bill is absolutely going to reach Palantir's pockets. We also seen that in April, they closed a deal with NATO to provide Maven smart systems designed to help with battlefield awareness and planning. So Palantir is killing it on all fronts. Domestic government spending and international government spending, and Palantir, their capabilities in AI are crucial and necessary for defenses. So when you look at defense spending, it's only going up with all the conflicts that we have: Russia and Ukraine, Pakistan and India, Middle East and Israel. All of these conflicts are only going to make Palantir more money. It's also interesting because Palantir is democratizing AI accessibility. Okay, Palantir isn't just making AI smarter, it's making it usable by anyone. While most enterprise software still require data scientists and engineers to extract value, Palantir's AIP flips the script by letting business operators run complex models through simple text prompts. This is the real unlock of AI in the enterprise, turning every employee into a powerhouse. See, with AI, you make employees smarter. So if someone has 100 IQ with AI, now they have 120 IQ, right? And you can understand, obviously, 120 IQ, 140 IQ, etc., right? When you empower employees to have AI capabilities and access, if everyone has access, then they're all going to become more efficient. This is pretty obvious. And this is why Palantir is a really strong company right now, because the implementation of this is going to happen all of 2026 and beyond. And what's really interesting and why this is important right now for you to pay attention to and be an owner in Palantir, sell puts to get in, etc., all the other stuff I talk about, is because right now they're also focusing on no code or low code environments. So business users and owners, they can now build dashboards, simulations, or even applications without writing a single line of code. And that's why this is powerful, because this is going to revolutionize how businesses and governments operate. Now, I want to take a look at the technical analysis of Palantir. So I'm going to go to charting right now, and I want to tell you essentially what I see happening right now, where the floor is for Palantir, where the support is. But the chart is really crazy. Let me go to 6 months here. That was a zoomed out 5-year chart. On the 6-month chart, which is, by the way, a very, the most standard that I use. I look at charts on 6-month periods. You can see that Palantir has a lot of upside momentum. The stock continues to just drive higher. We saw that the pullback and the Trump tariffs, anyone that sold was a dummy, and that timing the market was really dumb. And overall, that Palantir has a very strong bullish pattern here. The momentum is, it's just overall unstoppable. I can see the stock heading to $200 per share in the next 12 months. In the next, 3 months, we'll probably see the stock break the Bollinger Band top here at 145, headed to 150. And I believe that Palantir will continue to hit all-time high after all-time high, given that AI is a key component of the bull market. AI is the story of this bull market. If not for AI, if not for this fourth industrial revolution, the market wouldn't be where it's at. The only reason the economy is growing so much is because of AI. It's because of technological advancement. Okay, I have a degree in finance, economics, analytics. Those are my 3 degrees, all within business. And in macroeconomics, one thing that you learn about, and one of the ways that economies grow, is through labor, capital, and efficiency, right? Efficiency is essentially like technological progress, right? With immigration, you have more labor, right? But labor will only get you so far. Capital, America's a established economy, so our capital isn't growing that much. Of course, we are printing money, etc. But that doesn't make us have more output, okay? What actually makes us have more output, more GDP, total GDP and GDP per capita, is technological innovation. And that's why I've been bullish on Palantir since IPO. The the CEO, Alex Karp, went to my high school. So I've learned about this company a long time ago because I graduated one of the best high schools in the United States, Philadelphia, and Philly in the United States. And essentially what I see happening with Palantir is their innovation will continue to be essential part of the economy, and the government knows this. So we are investing. The good news is America is investing in its own companies. We understand that economic power is very important because we don't have the highest population, right? China, India have crazy populations. US can't keep up with population growth. But what we can't keep up with and what we're leading in is technological innovation. Palantir is at the center of that, and I am super bullish on Palantir, and I believe that we're going to head to $200 per share. And with Trump's big, beautiful bill, this actually just means big, beautiful gains. Bicep over tricep gains, okay? We are literally going to be making more money on Palantir, and I congratulate you on the money that you've been making if you're subscribed to this channel. So congrats. Let's move on to the next stock, which is Nvidia, okay? Nvidia, I just want to let you know, get ready, okay? Get freaking ready. We're making money. I don't know. I'm super excited because I don't know who else has been hitting these home runs like me. I've been hitting home run after home run. SoFi, Nvidia, Palantir, all my videos are about these stocks, and I've been hitting a home run on each of these stocks. Nvidia right now at $160 per share. Are you kidding me? We are making money like the money is falling out of our pockets at this point, okay? The bull trend here is the same as Palantir, okay? We have the same strong momentum, and it is because the market is correlated. It is because, it also is because Nvidia is an AI play, and I've said all year, AI is the way to go. If you're not investing in AI, look, then just go to your dividend investing. Just go to dividends and just chill, okay? And get those lower returns. But if you want high returns, AI. And we got some sovereign AI momentum right now, okay? So Citibank and other Wall Street analysts, you know, they've been raising their price targets. Citi, to be specific, raised their price target to 190, citing booming demand for sovereign AI systems. So that's basically governments building their own AI infrastructure with Nvidia chips, okay? So again, government plays. Look, unfortunately, the money is not in the people, all right? Everyday people, it's hard to get by, right? Even if you're a doctor, you're a slave. You're a slave, you hate your job, and I know it. I work with a lot of doctors. You got a slave, you got to do the paperwork. If you're an engineer, your job's not that safe, and you're not making that much money. And if you're in San Francisco, even if you're making $500,000 a year, after taxes living in San Francisco, you're not as free as me. You guys are not as free as me. How do you get as free as me, where you can travel, do whatever you want? You know, how do you do that? Well, it's by having enough money that you don't need to work. You don't have to have a job. You do whatever you want, okay? And the only way to really build right now, obviously, AI, but unfortunately, the power is just not in the people's hands. Big governments, elites, they don't want regular people to get rich. Why? Why would they? It doesn't make any sense, right? So the governments are getting very powerful, right? Governments are growing in strength, and big governments are spending lots of money, and that's just the bet. You got to bet on the big companies and the big governments making more money. It's pretty obvious. Is Nvidia and Palantir gonna grow? Obviously, duh, you don't have to be smart. Okay, so it's obvious. So now it's like, how do we profit the most from these plays? Because that's where things are going, okay? It's not 1950s where, you know, anyone can have a family, sustain that family. One man can, you know, his wife doesn't work, he has kids, and he sustains it. No. Nowadays, it's not like that. It's becoming increasingly harder. And if you look at Nvidia, it's an obvious play, and it continues to be an obvious play. Like US restrictions on AI chips, you know, exports to Southeast Asia is an issue for Nvidia, but it's only a short-term issue. Like that's the only argument you have. The only argument that you can make with me about Nvidia, the valuation is amazing. The valuation, I mean, if you look at the valuation, this valuation is not expensive. Like if I go to statistics right now, the valuation is completely okay. Like PE is fine. Forward PE is going down, so we're going from 51 down to 37. PE is amazing, right? If you look at the chart, we hit 160. I told you we're gonna hit 160. I told you that weeks ago. Like, just go to my YouTube channel, just watch my videos. 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I told you, Nvidia $180 stock, we're gonna hit 160, and then we're gonna hit 180. That's it, that's what we're doing. So my students are very happy, and by the way, if you wanna become a student, is the most obvious payoff that you can ever make is investing in your education. So, you know, it's the first link in the description. I highly recommend it right now. We're in one of the best markets. Now is the time to take advantage of my one-on-one coaching, and I have a new boot camp. I had a boot camp that filled up, we're already past week 1, but we have a new boot camp starting on July third week. So you got 2 weeks. I suggest that you schedule a call right now and learn about what I have to offer, because we're killing it. We're absolutely killing it, and we're going to continue to kill it in 2025 for sure. So look, the only argument that you can have with me, not the valuation on Nvidia, definitely not. The valuation is good. It's going from 51 to 37. It's going to be a value stock in several years as earnings continue to grow. It's really the restrictions. But look, you think the restrictions are stopping China? You think China gives a F about the restrictions? Yeah, it's not that comfortable, but they're going to get chips one way or another. That's how things are going to play out. That's how it's going to work. That's what China's going to do. So China's going to get those chips, and there's going to be a workaround. Okay, mark my words, China's going to get chips. Plus, they already have lots of older chips, and it's not as efficient, but China's going to get their hands on the chips. Trust me, Nvidia is going to get paid. Believe me, people are very greedy. Humans are greedy, and there's going to be a backdoor for Nvidia to make some of those sales. So right now it's hurting, but not long term. Everyone's going to have their hands on AI chips, and Nvidia is supplying them, right? Like a drug dealer. They're supplying. They have the supply everywhere. All right. So also, one more thing about Nvidia. They got soaring demand in inference. Nvidia exec Ian Buck, he detailed a massive surge in AI inference needs. So that's driven by reasoning models such as OpenAI, Google, Meta, etc. Right? They're requiring 100x more compute than older models. The craziest thing is how fast AI is growing and how much demand there is for chips. And that demand is not going to go away this year. So right now, we're going to continue to be in a bull run on Nvidia, and you should be doing the smart option strategies that I talk about, all right, on Nvidia, because you can make a ton of money. In my community right now, we got leap options on Nvidia. Also, if you look at global AI expansion, Nvidia is building a super computing presence across Europe. I'm in Europe right now. I'm in Poland, but I was also in Estonia. I'm going to go to Serbia. I'm all over Europe. I like traveling in Europe, in Eastern Europe specifically, as I speak Russian. But yeah, you look at the supercomputing presence across Europe. They have deepening AI investments in the UK, in Germany, in France. These areas, they have a lot of spending power, right? So AI CapEx is exploding. The capital expenditure is just like a flowing freaking waterfall of money, okay? And there's only one supplier, really. I mean, there's a few, but Nvidia is the main one. Nvidia has, they're dominating. They're really dominating. So the supply will stay tight well into 2026, and that means that pricing power will stay for Nvidia, and it's about pricing power, right? It's not always about demand, although demand is very important. It's also about pricing power. There's a lot of demand for hot dogs in New York City, but there's so many hot dog suppliers. So that's why the hot dog vendors, yeah, they make good money, 100K, but they're not making millions a year, right? So it also depends on supply and demand. There's a lot of demand, and Nvidia is one of the few reputable it is the best supplier. So you can really print here, especially with leap options. And I went over several leap videos. Again, I'm the best YouTube channel on options. Been here for 5 years. If you're interested in leaps, just go to videos, go to my page, go to videos, and then look at the latest 3 leap videos that I made, because they were all spot on and they printed money. This is the best free content you will ever find, literally. So go check that out. Last stock I want to talk about, and I don't know, man. I don't even know. Do I get excited? Do I say we made money bicep over tricep? Is it tricep over bicep? Is it glutes over hamstrings? Is it chest over, what is it? What is it, Henry? How did you make me so rich? We're at $20 per share on SoFi. I told you so. I'm sorry for not being so humble in this video, but we gotta celebrate. We gotta celebrate these wins. We gotta celebrate the money that we're making. Today, we are a lot richer because of SoFi. SoFi is making us stupid rich. Stupid rich. It's crazy. SoFi has carved out a very unique competitive position in the fintech world by operating like a tech company with a bank charter, not just a digital lender. They got both. They got tech and they got finance. They doing this right now, okay? They're doing this right now, okay? They're an all-in-one financial super app, okay? SoFi bundles banking, lending, investing, insurance, credit, all in one mobile platform. This allows for cross-selling and retention. Once a user opens a checking account or takes out a loan, they're more likely to stay and explore other services. It is all about getting people to upsell and have more services. And because it's an all-in-one financial super app, they're easily able to vertically integrate, right? So SoFi owns SoFi Bank, a real bank, not just a partnership with one. This allows it to hold deposits directly, make loans from its own balance sheet, capture full spread and margin without third-party fees, operate like a tech company with a financial backbone, right? So they're like a backbone in banking and finance, but then they pretty much have a lot of products that are more tech focused. So SoFi, incredibly strong stock, incredibly smart stock to own. And I also really like their member flywheel. So their member flywheel helps them have crazy LTV, long-term value. Actually, long-term value is true. Lifetime value. Okay, I meant lifetime value. I forgot LTV. LTV is lifetime value, but it's also long-term value. It's the same. Look, their growth strategy revolves around the member flywheel. So start with one product, right? Get someone in the door, build a little relationship, get it going, get them in the door. They come in, you give them a little snack, right? You know, a little taste, little sweet, little chocolate, and then you get them in the door. And then you build a relationship and you start cross-selling, upselling, selling. Okay, so offer personalized cross sales. For example, you come in with the APY product. I've said this before, right? You deposit some money in the bank and you get some annual percentage yield, right? But then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I like this bank and everything is good and I like SoFi and I trust them. So you open up a credit card. And then you get some home loans, right? And then you do some refinancing with them. And this is what increases lifetime value of a customer, is when the customer does a lot of business with the company, right? So lifetime value is what the company wants, right? They want lifetime value. So upselling is actually built into their UX via smart nudges, reminders, and pre-approved offers. They also, obviously, the reason why I invested in SoFi, it's not necessarily their lifetime value. Lifetime value is really cool, but what's even better is their CAC. Their CAC, which is their customer acquisition cost. So, SoFi uses referral rewards, sponsorships, partnerships, and SEO-heavy content marketing, and they're doing that very effectively. They're able to grow their users like crazy. So, look, I'm going to make a whole video on SoFi. I have a lot more notes here, but I don't want to go too far here. So make sure you subscribe. The next video will be on SoFi. I'll make another video on SoFi with more of my important research as this video is getting long. Let's move over and wrap up here with Tesla. Tesla hit under $300 per share. I'm excited. It's under 300 because I've been waiting for this opportunity, and in my Discord, I have not held Tesla. I do different things in my Discord than I do on YouTube. I do not cover everything that I do in my private community. On Tesla, I do not have it in my Discord community. And that's because I've been waiting for a better opportunity. Now, Elon Musk, a crazy guy, right? A little bit crazy. Not everything's okay with him. That's fine. Nobody's perfect, right? He's creating an opportunity with Tesla. This is not unusual. Tesla goes up and down all the time. This is not unusual, but this is good because there's a new opportunity in Tesla. Now that it's under 300, I think that's good. It went down, of course, because Elon launched a new political party. Over the weekend, Elon Musk announced the formation of a new political party, signaling deeper involvement in U.S. politics. Everyone's asking him not to be in politics, but look, the man's really rich. He wants to be in politics. Obviously, he can do whatever he wants to do. He doesn't care. He has enough money. But I think that it's hurting Tesla. It's clearly hurting Tesla. Tesla wants to not be in politics, right? Trump responds with some frustration towards Elon. He's like, Elon, we broke up. We don't have the best relationship, but man, you're like a sore thorn in my hip, or whatever that saying is, right? So President Trump is like, look, Musk, just take it easy here. There's some speculation this could create a rift amongst conservative-leaning supporters and donors as well. It's creating an issue politically. Wall Street reacts cautiously, so of course Wall Street sold off Tesla. Investors didn't respond well to Musk's political entanglements earlier this year, and now they're not responding well to him again. We finally thought maybe Elon will focus on Tesla, and no, he's thrown us a little bit of a curveball. All right, so I think long-term implications for Tesla are still okay. This isn't surprising. This is not surprising coming from Elon. So now that the stock's coming down, it just hit under its moving average. I think we do have good support here at 250. Okay, I don't see why Tesla would head to 250. It shouldn't. It can. So if you're looking to get into Tesla right now, I would not buy stock. I would simply sell put options and get into Tesla via selling put options rather than purchasing Tesla shares outright. I don't think it makes sense to just under 300. It's okay, but I would certainly be creating income by selling covered calls. I'm not that bullish on Tesla in the short term. I don't think we're going to get a huge increase in the short term, so it would be better and more consistent to sell puts and also to generate income if you do have Tesla shares by selling covered calls, following, either my dog strategy or just following the other, rules I talk about, such as 30 delta being the sweet spot. I think that's the way to go on Tesla, but we'll see what happens. A lot of Tesla's valuation is also robo-taxis, so I'm very excited about that. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. Make sure to subscribe, then I'll catch you tomorrow.